Department said today, the identity and origin of the mystery satellite, which has been dubbed the Dark Satellite, are not known, despite nearly 2 weeks of tracking.
For years, rumors swirled about a mysterious satellite watching Earth. Now, clear NASA images show an object no one can explain. This is a UFO that appeared in NASA footage. You will learn about secret radio signals from the 1800s.
I saw this illumination that was moving with respect to the stars. We were smart enough to not say, Houston, there's a light out there that's following us.
Pilots who saw strange orbs, a hidden star map code, baffling spacecraft maneuvers, and the shocking photo shot by the Space Shuttle in 1998. Clues point to a long-hidden visitor above us. Origins of the Black Knight signals. In 1899, Nikola Tesla built his Colorado Springs tower to study wireless power. One night, his equipment began picking up a steady series of repeating pulses. At first, Tesla thought it was static, or a local spark. Then he realized the signals were too regular. He told reporters the source must lie beyond Earth's atmosphere. Years later, Guglielmo Marconi, the radio pioneer, confirmed hearing identical pulses. Around 1928, Norwegian engineer Jørgen Hals noticed strange echoes on his shortwave set. Normally, radio waves bounce between the Earth and the ionosphere within a fraction of a second. But these echoes returned up to 15 seconds later. Technicians called them long-delayed echoes, or LDEs. No one could explain why such long delays occurred. By the 1950s, the legend grew. On May 14, 1954, U.S. newspapers ran a story about Major Donald Keyhoe's claim that one or two artificial satellites orbited Earth 3 years before Sputnik. Keyhoe, a former Marine aviator turned UFO researcher, said White Sands tests had picked up strange signals at roughly 400 and 600 miles up. Dr. Lincoln Lapaz, an astronomer at the University of New Mexico, led a team tracking these unknown objects. They recorded faint beeps at regular intervals, just like Tesla's early pulses. Radar stations in New Mexico tried to lock onto the orbits. They reported a silent, dark object moving in a near-polar path, crossing over both poles, unlike conventional prograde satellites. Engineers logged the data, but could not identify the craft. The Pentagon worried these might be secret Russian spy satellites, yet no known rocket could launch such devices in the early 1950s. Radio operators around the globe joined the hunt. Amateur hams reported LDEs on various bands. Some mapped the echo delays, hoping to triangulate the source. Others set up rotating antennas to catch directional hints. Despite the buzz, official agencies downplayed the signals as atmospheric oddities. Still, the mystery persisted. The term Black Knight surfaced in magazines and journals. Writers claimed the object had been watching us for over 13,000 years, sent by an ancient alien race. Though this dramatic claim lacked hard proof, it captured the public's imagination. Tesla's tower, Marconi's wireless sets, and Lapaz's tracking stations formed the backbone of the Black Knight legend. Through mid-century radio work, scientists found no easy answer. LDEs remain unexplained today, and the early satellite claims predate confirmed launches. Whether the signals came from a secret craft, a quirk of Earth's atmosphere, or something more exotic, they set a foundation for a decades-long mystery. From Tesla's spooky pulses to 1950s press leaks, the Black Knight legend took off. Next, learn how Cold War fears fueled global tracking efforts. Mid-century discoveries and reports. The launch of Sputnik in 1957 surprised the world. For the first time, humans placed a satellite into orbit. Yet whispers of a dark satellite had surfaced years earlier. In February 1960, The New York Times ran a brief item. U.S. tracking stations detected an unidentified silent satellite in a near-polar orbit. Officials admitted they could not explain its origin or purpose. This admission shook the Cold War public. A polar orbit meant full Earth coverage, perfect for spying. Soviet satellites moved eastward with Earth's spin. But this mystery object moved westward, against the spin. Observers in France and Venezuela logged its passage. In Caracas, a Venezuelan engineer watching Sputnik 2 saw a second object flying in retrograde. He ruled out reflections or mistaken identity. In Paris, computer scientist Jacques Vallée set up cameras and telescopes to film the dark orb. His footage showed a slow, silent craft against star fields. He noted its size, roughly the mass of 15 tons, about as heavy as an oil truck. He estimated the dimensions by comparing them to known stars in his viewfinder. The object's rotating motion suggested a controlled attitude system. But as soon as he delivered his film and photos to his supervisor, the lab ordered all materials destroyed. Officially, they claimed embarrassment over a misidentification. Vallée later said he believed they wanted to keep the discovery secret. At the same time, U.S. military contractors at Grumman Aircraft were asked to photograph the object. Pilots took high-altitude shots in August 1960. Those images never saw public release. Some say the prints were buried in the Pentagon archives. Historians found notes indicating classified project. Do not disclose. Astronomers at the Smithsonian and Harvard Observatory confirmed the signal. They tracked the object over Florida and noted irregular appearances. Some nights it showed up for minutes. Other nights, it vanished. Tracking stations worldwide tried to predict its passes, but failed. This odd schedule added to the sense that this satellite operated on its terms. By 1961, reports mentioning the Black Knight appeared in major magazines. Time covered the story, noting Pentagon concern over a potential unknown spy craft. Journalists speculated it might be alien in origin. Academics, however, argued for mundane causes, space debris, upper atmosphere plasmas, or higher-order reflections. Despite growing data, no clear identity emerged. The craft's ability to appear and disappear, its retrograde orbit, and its polar path all defied classified test vehicles of the time. Yet no government admitted to launching it. Cold War secrecy deepened the mystery. Both superpowers feared that an adversary might have a technological edge. The public followed every hint. Amateur astronomers tracked radio echoes, plotted star charts, and debated on early bulletin boards. Science clubs formed secret satellite watch groups. Weekend sky watchers used homemade radio kits to seek LDE patterns. The mid-century chase for the dark satellite blended science, rumor, and fear. It marked a moment when two world powers and curious civilians chased a common unknown. Whether the Black Knight was a spy tool, a test bed for stealth tech, or something not of this world, its legend took root in those tense years. Up next, see how an astronaut brought the legend to space. Astronaut Encounters, Gordon Cooper's sighting. In May 1963, astronaut Gordon Cooper piloted Mercury 9, the final Mercury mission. He orbited Earth for over 22 hours. During one pass, Cooper radioed Houston. He saw a green glowing object ahead of his capsule. Ground controllers tracked a radar blip moving east to west, matching Cooper's sighting. That retrograde motion mirrored the Black Knight reports. Cooper described the object as fast, glowing, and almost phosphorescent. He said it passed within a few thousand feet. His heart rate spiked. He gripped his controls. Houston's radar agreed. An unknown craft flew in a polar path. NASA scientists faced a dilemma. Publicly admitting an unidentified object in orbit risked panic. So they labeled it a sensor glitch. They blamed high carbon dioxide levels for causing vivid hallucinations. Back on Earth, Cooper pressed the matter, but under orders, he publicly retracted the sighting. He complied, saying NASA's official stance was final. Internally, he felt frustrated. In later years, he revealed that silence weighed on him. Cooper joined test pilots at Edwards Air Force Base who also reported silent saucers. He said colleagues saw hundreds of cases, many confirmed by radar. After retiring, Cooper spoke out. He testified before a United Nations panel in 1985, arguing that governments hid UFO data. He described how NASA's embarrassment led to cover-ups. He urged open investigation and data sharing. Cooper's sighting remains one of the few astronaut-confirmed cases. It gave the Black Knight legend new life. If an early space pioneer saw something unexplained ahead of his craft, perhaps the dark satellite still orbited decades later. His reports bridged ground-based echoes and mid-century tracking with first-hand space observations. His story inspired other astronauts to speak. Edgar Mitchell hinted at unexplained phenomena during the Apollo missions. Gordon Fullerton, flying on the Space Shuttle, later said he encountered unidentifiable objects on film. But none matched Cooper's raw moment of radar confirmation. Today, Mercury 9 data sits in NASA's archives. Radar logs, voice transcripts, and Cooper's flight notes show an object crossing ahead of him. Technical reviews found no system errors. The green glow remains unexplained. Cooper's bravery in reporting his sighting added weight to decades of radio echoes and secret satellite leaks. His astronaut status lent authority to a story often dismissed as a conspiracy. Through his words, the Black Knight gained a direct link to manned spaceflight. When even a lock-and-load astronaut was silenced, the mystery only deepened. Moving on to the hidden star map allegedly sent by the satellite. Radio Echo Map and Ancient Message. In 1973, Scottish researcher Duncan Lunan published a striking article in Spaceflight magazine. He took decades of long-delayed Echo LDE data and graphed the delay times against their sequence order. To his surprise, the plotted points formed a pattern that resembled a star map of the constellation Boötes. Lunan noticed one star, Epsilon Boötis, sat slightly off the expected spot. He realized Earth's axis wobbles over 26,000 years in a cycle called axial precession. When he adjusted the map for that wobble, the dots lined up perfectly. He proposed that the echoes carried a coded message from a probe orbiting Earth for over 13,000 years. The decoded text read, in rough English, "Our home is Epsilon, 6th of 7. Our probe is in Arcturus's place. We send this as a sign." If true, this implied an alien civilization picked our planet to monitor. Lunan's paper sparked both awe and disbelief. Mainstream scientists greeted it with skepticism. They argued that random data points can form shapes if you look hard enough. Lunan later scaled back his boldest claims. He admitted the star map link might be a coincidence, yet he never fully retracted the idea of ancient monitoring. Amateur astronomers and SETI enthusiasts embraced the legend. They held star parties to plot LDE echoes on transparent overlays. Some tried to repeat his method using updated echo records. While most failed to find a clear map, the story pressed the Black Knight myth into public view. It showed how raw data, from Tesla's tower to Cold War radars, could feed a long-lasting mystery. Even today, radio science has not fully explained LDEs. Proposals range from ionospheric reflections to plasma clouds in Earth's magnetosphere. Pulsars and deep space echoes offer partial clues, but no model accounts for echoes delayed by up to 15 seconds in consistent patterns. That gap between known physics and unexplained signals keeps the debate alive. Lunan's star map concept remains a striking twist. It bridged centuries of wireless work, Tesla, Marconi, Ullman, to a single broadcaster circling our world. Whether that broadcaster was a human-made satellite, space junk, or something else, the myth of a 13,000-year watcher found new life. Whispers of a coded star map from long ago pushed the legend from theory to hard evidence. Now it's time to witness the moment NASA's shuttle camera caught the object. NASA STS-88, Footage and Image Analysis. In December 1998, Space Shuttle Endeavour began mission STS-88. Its goal was to dock the first node, Unity, to the new International Space Station. Astronauts performed spacewalks to connect power and data cables. Cameras documented every step. On December 11th, photographers spotted an odd shape drifting outside. Frame 12 of Roll 3 showed a dark disc-like form against the blue curve of Earth. The object's silhouette was flat. It had a rounded front and a bulkier center. Above it, a soft haze faded into the black sky. The shape did not match any known ISS module or tool. NASA's brief statement said the object was a lost thermal blanket, or an insulation panel. They noted the material comes off during installation tasks. It floats away on its own. Ground briefs labeled it MMOD, micrometeoroid or orbital debris. But some odd details raised questions. First, the shape looked rigid in several frames, not limp like fabric. In one view, the edges cast a sharp shadow. That suggested a solid hull. Second, the angle of the object did not align with the station's structure. Thermal blankets often curl or wrinkle. This silhouette held a clean, aerodynamic profile. Analysts at the Johnson Space Center reviewed the footage. Orbital debris specialists confirmed that loose panels do appear on camera. They said lighting and camera angles can make fabric look firm. They pointed out that a panel might catch sunlight and appear denser. Independent observers disagreed. They noted the object maintained its form across multiple photos. They argued that debris usually tumbles, catching different light on each face. Yet here, the shape stayed consistent. A few frames even showed what looked like a hinge or bracket at the base, something debris wouldn't have. No tether or tool ring was visible. ISS handrails and fixtures nearby offer scale, and none match the disk shape. NASA's mission logs did not mention a lost panel that day. The official cover story appeared in the post-mission report, but details were sparse. Several space journalists interviewed retired astronauts about the image. None recalled seeing loose blankets on the cameras. They noted that any missing panel would trigger immediate warnings, but no such alert went out. That silence fed rumors that the footage captured an unknown craft. Video enhancement teams tried to sharpen the frames. Some reported seeing faint lines on the object's surface, like plating or panel seams. Others saw no evidence beyond a dark blur. Online communities dug into every pixel, but opinions split along official and independent lines. The STS-88 image remains one of NASA's most debated frames. It stands at the crossroads of orbital debris and possible non-terrestrial technology. Whether you trust the agency's blanket theory or suspect an alien probe, the photo holds its power. Finally, now it's time to explore the cover-ups and questions that shape our quest for answers. Theories, cover-ups, and future questions. Across a century of signals, sightings, and images, two broad theories emerge. One claims the Black Knight is a hidden human craft. The other holds it is an alien probe. Each view has merits and gaps. Stealth research in the 1950s took place under deep secrecy. Polar orbit tests could help track missile re-entry or spy on rivals. Modern plasma physics suggests certain charged clouds can reflect radio waves in odd ways. Pulsars, rapidly spinning neutron stars, emit regular pulses that early radio sets mistook for intelligent signals. These natural sources explain some LDE cases, yet the star map claim and astronaut accounts push beyond earthly tech. A craft holding steady in retrograde polar orbit, visible to radar and cameras, raises the question, could this be something not built here? Key evidence vanished. Tesla's lab notes mentioned unexplained pulses. Marconi's logs held similar entries. Jürgen Hall's kept technical diaries showing echoes up to 15 seconds late. Major Keyhoe's White Sands briefings were buried. La Paz's tracking files vanished into a Pentagon archive. French labs destroyed Vallée's film. NASA labeled STS-88 frames as debris with minimal detail. Astronaut reports were retracted under orders. Each gap fuels suspicion. If the object were purely a spy platform, why destroy evidence? If it were a thermal blanket, why not explain the alignment and firmness? The pattern hints at deeper cover-ups beyond simple embarrassment. Today, anyone can scan satellite imagery on Google Earth. They can track radio echoes with off-the-shelf SDR, software-defined radio kits. Phone cameras capture unexpected flashes in the sky. Amateur astronomers share real-time data online. This public watchfulness breaches old walls of secrecy. Communities form around live feeds, coordinate skywatch events, and publish open logs. Even old STS footage resurfaces on fan sites. That pressure has forced some agencies to declassify files once thought lost. Governments cite national security. If the craft is reverse-engineered technology, disclosing it gives rivals an edge. If it is an alien probe, revealing it risks mass panic or religious upheaval. Either way, control over the narrative remains vital. Military spokespeople say disclosing secrets could hamper ongoing tests. Scientists warn that admitting a genuine ET probe would demand global cooperation in space law and traffic safety. The unknown risks outweigh the benefits, they argue. Intercept mission. Send a small satellite to rendezvous. Modern propulsion and navigation allow craft to chase polar orbits. Even a CubeSat could approach and image the object up close. Dedicated probe. Launch a probe with spectrometers and magnetometers to sample surface materials. Test for alloy signatures or non-Earth isotopes. Public data release. Governments could publish all radar logs, tracking files, and raw STS footage under scientific review. Transparency would end years of guesswork. Each step faces hurdles, funding, international treaties, and risk of revealing other classified projects. Yet citizen groups urge action. Some propose crowdfunding an intercept CubeSat. The Black Knight story reflects our hopes and fears. It shows how data can feed both science and myth. It asks, are we alone? Do we truly watch the skies? Or are we watched? Its legacy appears in movies, books, and music. It shapes how we think about our place in the cosmos. Whether a secret spy platform or a silent alien sentinel, the legend demands answers. We live in a time when anyone can question the skies. The next discovery may come from a backyard antenna, a hiker's phone video, or a dedicated science mission. Bridging Tesla's first received pulses to the NASA Shuttle photo, the Black Knight saga still defies easy answers. Did the star map puzzle catch you off guard? Share your top moment in the comments. If you crave more stories about strange signals and hidden craft, press subscribe and ring the bell. Don't miss a single update. Keep looking up. Hit that bell icon so you never miss new findings.